Good morning, everyone. It's Lindsey Holliston with SPS back in the building for another SPS Monday Motivation. That's right. Let's get it on this Monday, September 22nd. Yes, life is moving fast, but hey, we go stay in it and keep it going. I hope all is well. Hey, always motivated by the mainstream media, whatever may be taking place, as well as my personal life. And I'm just inspired to get out here and just stay positive with all the things that are happening in the world. And I want to say, we need more rap. That's right. We need more rap. But before you jump to the conclusion that I'm talking about bringing back the boom bap, or going back from Nas to Pac to Biggie to Dre, some Mos Def, some Wu Tang, DMX, name it all. It's all up in there. Jigga Man, all that. I'm not talking about that. And it's funny because I talked to my daughter Madeline and she knew what my Monday motivation was going to be. So she sent me this morning. She was like, but I'm not a rapper. And then they had the little Mario Brothers getting down with it. And my daughter is on point with everything that's going on. But that is actually an acronym, folks. And that's an acronym for respect, ambition, as well as purpose. Now, the original rap, I think, is worth the definition, right? When we talk about what is rap, I'm talking about R.A.P. But that original rap is a popular music originating from African American communities in which words are recited rapidly and rhythmically over a pre-recorded, typically electric instrumental backing. You know what it is, folks. Who we got this morning? Got a couple folks checking in. I got B Knight in the building. Coach. Yeah, then I got my guy, DJ Rod, going way back. That DJ I-Rod. My guy, what's up, fam? We call him Butter affectionately. Like going back to the days hooping at the wild, my guys. But we talking about getting down with it, folks. That's right. Good to see my guys this morning, man. B Knight. Young Rod, man, getting in. That's a DJ extraordinaire, part of that DJ fraternity. My brother, late Sean, DJ Too Nice was a part of as well. I know you're always getting it. You said you had some politicians in the building with you the other night, DJ Rod. I saw that. But what we're talking about here is talking about the first R is respect. Talk about this mutual respect that needs to take place between people. I'm one that I'm the first person to ask for the manager at a restaurant, and it always makes them nervous, but I'm here to give a compliment. My thing is I'm going to be nice to the servers and staff. If I get great service and all that, I'll be the first one. I'm talking about a mutual respect, folks, that we got to put out there. It's like you can really stand on that. If you show respect, you get respect. If you give respect, it goes back the other way. I don't know if many of you guys may have saw online, there was a gentleman, a young brother, like he was coming out of New Orleans area, Louisiana, and he was a worker, and he had bet on a Canelo fight. This was a brother that bet on a Canelo fight. There was a lot of men of Hispanic descent. He bet against $200, $100, $500, and they were all coming off from work. I know some people saw that, and they was paying like, "Give me my money." They was paying him his money, right? And they all paid him $1,400 worth, right? And then he turned around and said, "All right, what y'all want for lunch?" It's like that respect. I think it's possible to continue to be like that, but I think a lot of people want to withhold respect. But if you carry yourself in a respectable manner, you should be able to demand that respect and get it in return. But respect is very important, folks, going forward, right? Also, purpose, right? We want to talk about purpose. What is your purpose? What do you focus on? I'm sorry, I got that out of order a little bit, but we fix it real quick. Ain't no problem. We'll go to ambition, then we come back to purpose, right? What kind of ambition do you have and what's going on out here? Are you seeking something? There was a time when somebody said, "No, brother, you ain't no hooper." He said, "No, I'm gonna show you I'm a hooper," and he wouldn't put his game down and let it know. There was a time somebody told DJ Rod, like, "Man, what you doing? You're not no DJ," and that was long, long time ago. Be putting his game down, and everybody know his name. Right now, I have good morning, son, from Miss Patricia England. Good morning, mother. I'm out here talking about we need more rap. I don't know if you know your daughter, your granddaughter sent me a meme this morning that I thought was funny when she saw that. She said, "What he's talking about?" But I'm not a rapper. It was really cool. But what I'm talking about is respect, ambition, purpose, right? If you have these things going on, it can really lead to a lot of things. Let's talk about respect. Respect builds trust, safety, and belonging. I talked about that. That respect builds some trust. Okay, I got a lot of respect for this guy going back. It builds that safety and belonging. I could talk about the two gentlemen that I just referenced, Rod and Broderick, growing up with these guys and having experience with them one way or another, we built respect with each other, and that built trust and safety, which is why all these years later, even though it's through social media, we can still have a connection, right? Also, I want to move on to talking about the psychological aspect of respect. Mutual respect reduces stress hormones, right? See how important this is? And increases oxytocin, right? That's that connection hormone. That's what I'm talking about. Those are two gentlemen that I respect greatly, right? And you see how we can have that going all these years later. Also, respecting others and yourself improves teamwork and mental health. So this is all about where we at with our mental health. Your physical health is important, but your mental health is just as important, right? We all want to get out here and accomplish a lot of things, but if our mental health isn't where it needs to be, it's going to be a problem. Now let's move on to what we say ambition, right? Ambition does what? It fuels growth and progress. When you have that ambition, when you have something you're striving for, that's going to make you get up before the alarm clock. That's going to make you get up a little early, even if there's a job you go into that you're not so fond of. But it'll be that extra time you want to get up and put some work in, whether it's going to work out, going to the gym, doing some studying, doing some praying, whatever it may be. But it's important that you engage some ambition, folks. A lot of these people walk around here got attitude problems or issues because they're not ambitious. Because you was ambitious, you really don't have the time to focus on what somebody else is on. You don't really have the time to be negative in your actions towards somebody else, right? So you need to focus on your ambition because that fuels growth and progress. And the psychology behind ambition, folks, is ambitious goals activate the brain's reward system. That's that dopamine, right? Keeping motivation alive. If you got a goal out here, man, I'm trying to get this done, that's going to keep you going. That's going to keep you motivated. And that brings you out of that negative slump that many of us get in, right? You got to have a goal, something, if it's short term, if it's long term, whatever it may be, something that you're working on. And be careful who you share that with to try to get validation from. We look for validation from too many people, and we really need to self-validate. Because you're looking for somebody to validate you, and they just probably don't have it to give or not go validate you in the way you want, right? So we want to keep those things in mind. We talking about ambition, right? What are you working towards, right? What is the goal? What's got you motivated to go and do something? And be careful, like I said, be careful trying to get that validation for someone to say, oh, that's a good goal, because if they don't have that ability to give it to you in a way, it'd be a problem. Are you on the road towards ambition? What are you working towards? You got to drive carefully, meaning you got to watch out for what you're doing and how you're moving around when you're trying to get to that point, right? Also, let's talk a little bit more about some other things that we can focus on. The last is the purpose, right? What's your purpose? What do you want to do once you reach that goal? A lot of us want to, you can use the term be independently wealthy. That's not necessarily my only goal, but what do I want to do with that? I want to be able to be more philanthropic, but you don't have to wait until you're independently wealthy to be that. You can always talk about giving back, a positive word, doing some other things, right? Again, you want to celebrate, you want to surround yourself with the right kind of people, right? The other people that can keep you motivated on your goals. You want to celebrate, the small wins and keep the brain engaged and committed, right? Also, when we talk about purpose, living with the purpose gives directions and resilience. You got to have a direction. Where you going? Sometimes we just so aimlessly around, just kind of walking around, not knowing what it is we want to do, or just feeling that we can't have an impact, feeling that we can't do anything. We get stuck in a rut. But you want to what's my purpose, right? And the psychology behind that is purpose-driven people report higher levels of satisfaction and lower rates of anxiety and depression. We're trying to get you out of that mental rut, right? Purpose-driven. Okay, I want to better help some people. I want to better give back. Even if it's dropping something off at the local, shelter that can help somebody. If it's just giving an encouraging word, if it's checking in on a friend, if it's something as simple as holding the door open for somebody, what is your purpose in trying to give back and be able to be a benefit to somebody else? Purpose is the why that makes the hard work meaningful. Why am I even doing this, right? Why am I even committed to getting up earlier, staying up later, putting those extra hours in? Why? What is your purpose? And I just want us to know that we all have something that we can give. I don't want us to look at the headlines or be stuck feeling, so overwhelmed by what's happening in the world that you can't think about what you can do. So again, I emphasize this. We need more R.A.P, respect, ambition, and purpose. Who do you have right here? Got DJ Butcher in the building. Good morning, my brother. Got all my, DJs checking in and what's going on. We talking about we need more R.A.P, man. Respect, ambition, and purpose. Talk about somebody who's always respectable. One of the most respectable men I know, upstanding, and he deals with all kind of people. Talking about you, DJ Butcher. Also ambitious. Catch him on a flight somewhere all the time. Always sitting, with that window seat ready to go, right? And purpose driven. Always about something positive and giving back. Don't let, people make you feel as if that you don't have a purpose. Don't let people make you feel as that you are not, ambitious and worthy of going after your goal. And don't let somebody else's disrespect allow you not to have a great amount of respect for yourself. My brother says, he appreciate that. It's the truth, man. I only speak truth on this, man. I'm gonna keep the real all the way around. But hey, I want to give you guys some encouragement today. Go out there, man, and scream about that rap. I'm not talking about that old school boom bap, though I love it, but I'm talking about respect, ambition, and purpose. Keep that in mind. If you have to keep yourself motivated. Rap is something that's so close to our community, right? Respect myself, and I can respect others. And then don't allow it to be that somebody got to show you respect for you to respect yourself. People out here out of order, man. They out of order 24/7. That's okay though, but you still gonna have respect for yourself and ambition, man. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do and why you can't. Got my brother Jay Lou in the building. Shout out to Frat. Happy Monday, bro. What's up, man? We talking about we need that rap, man. Respect, ambition, and purpose, man. We got to keep that going and not let things get us down, and always got to have something that you're looking forward to, and always know that you have a purpose. That's something you can give back and contribute. I just want to say to my folks this morning, I appreciate you guys intensely. I really do mean that, and all I want to do is keep you guys encouraged going into the world today, feeling good about yourself, respecting yourself, right? Which allow you to have respect for other people, being ambitious, thinking about what do I want? What do I want to achieve? And don't allow certain scenarios to keep you stuck or feel you can't achieve. And then what is your real purpose? We all have a purpose, whether it's to be a great family person, whether it's to give back, whether it's to climb Mount Everest, whatever it may be, so you can motivate somebody else. But believe that you can do all that, and don't let the world, social media, the news get you down to think different. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get this day going. Oh, and by the way, hey, it's about that time for hoops to get ready. I know we're right in the middle of football, but I'm going to spend time with Thomas Michael Izzo a little later on today, going over to see Coach Izzo, see what's going on, see what he's been thinking about between that last game of the season and now. And as always, SPS go be in the building, give you some more information. And I just appreciate you guys. So go have a great day, have a great week, have a great month, have a great year, have a great life. It's nothing but peace and love. See you guys.